keep my head on my shoulders and I'll crack on. I'll get there. Morning guys, it's now race week, Monday morning. Really busy day today. We got some footage over the weekend, and just as I stopped filming, the camera died. That wasn't very good. Good weekend, just doing normal stuff. Went for a bit of a hike up in North Yorkshire with Emma, and then just loads of jobs around the house, like cutting the grass. So very normal, boring weekend, but I quite enjoyed it. And then mega busy week this week. Last week, great days at Anglesey. Porsche Centre Preston were mega. First time meeting all the team, and all the clients were so nice as well. I've worked for a lot of manufacturers and dealerships over the years, and you always get a few funny people. Obviously, a lot of people with a lot of money, and you always get the odd funny person. But those guys were so nice. So I had a really good couple of days. And then I'm just on the way to Torre Verde to go through some data and last minute bit of preparation for testing on Thursday. So yeah, gonna go through a few bits that I need to sort out with the data that we had at Brands Hatch and Donnington, and then yeah, down to all the admin stuff. Got quite a few guests coming this weekend, so I need to get all the invites sorted. And yeah, a big long list that I can't remember off the top of my head, but that's why I write things down. So yeah, see you at the team. Alright, so I've just got to the team, and the car is already been rewrapped. So I had a little bit of kiss of the tyres at Donnington through the chicane. So it's gonna look nice and new for the first round again. I not hit the tyres, and we go to the first round, and then we've had a big shunt over here.
Fuck off with your damn lights.
Jules has got OCD, so that's just ruined his day. Right guys, so finished at the team, looked through some data. It could be wet this weekend. Dry for Thursday, and then 2 races on Sunday. One's at 12:10, and the other one is 4:30. My expectations are realistic this weekend. I've only had one dry day running with testing, so I'm a little bit on the back foot compared to some of the other guys who've done a couple of seasons, but hopefully we get some really solid points. Morning everyone, it is Thursday morning, just on the way to Donnington from the hotel. Quite an early start, and mega excited. First round of the season, new championship, new car, rear wheel drive. Don't really know what to expect. Struggled to sleep a bit last night, and yeah, just really excited. Weather looks a bit iffy. It's rained on the way here. Now it's sunny. Standard 2024. And yeah, we've got 2 sessions today. One at 10 AM, one at 2 PM, and really weirdly, we're not running at all tomorrow. So Thursday testing, nothing Friday, qualifying Saturday, and then 2 races on Sunday. So very different timetable to British touring cars. It's going to feel very chilled out compared to normal. Quite looking forward to it a little bit, to be honest. Touring cars is mega hectic. So yeah, going to be interesting, and really looking forward to getting in the car. Right guys, we've signed on. This is Torre Verde awning, so a little bit different to touring cars. We're not in the garages anymore. To be honest, it's quite nice. Car is looking well. It's been rewrapped, just getting ready for its first session. It looks dry. That there in the background is the new Porsche Hospitality Centre, which is insane. I'll do a little tour around that later on. But yeah, first session, everyone's starting on brand new tyres. Everyone's on the same level playing field, so it's going to be interesting. Right, so session 1 was really positive. We were up at the sharp end until it started raining halfway through, which was unexpected. So we made the mistake of coming back a little bit too early, and then it dried up at the end, but the car felt really good. So yeah, we've made a few small little changes. Had a massive moment coming out the pits on the brand new tyres, which was a bit scary. But yeah, made a few little tweaks. Sun's out at the minute, but it is forecast to rain again, so we'll have another go at it. 2 new sets of tyres in this one, and yeah, we've got 2 new quali sims because we didn't do the second set in the first session. So yeah, off we go. Hi guys, it's Friday morning now. I'm back home. Testing yesterday, we had a really tough afternoon session. It was really bad. Something with the setup was well out the window, so there was a reason behind it at least. But at the same time, I drove like in that last session. So obviously something to take away from it. It's not as if we're scratching our heads why we were off the pace. I was about, I think, half a second off the fastest, but something was well out the window with the setup, and I wasn't good at all either. So there's a reason. So back home this morning, which feels a bit weird, just washing. All my race kit is in the wash, nice and fresh for tomorrow. And yesterday I got to do a practice start for the first time, so I've only done one practice start. So I'll get in the car and I'll explain it tomorrow. But like the start procedure in a touring car is really complicated. It's really tough, and it's front wheel drive, where this, you stay flat on the limiter in first, it hits the soft limiter in first gear, and then you just literally, it's all on the clutch. So it's a lot more straightforward, but you still got to get that feeling on the clutch in terms of how quick you can release it without picking up wheel spin. But the launch, Christ, it's so fast off the line. I was like, it really took me by surprise. Even though I've been in the car for 3 or 4 days, like, it's amazing. So just a little bit more information in terms of like how, at the minute, I'm struggling a bit with pace. I'm definitely on the back foot. And just to explain why, I've done front wheel drive racing now for 8 years. And obviously switching back to Porsches, which is kind of what majority of my racing career was to begin with, Porsches, GT racing, things like that. So it's not alien to me. But when you've done front wheel drive for 8 years and you're jumping into a championship which is as competitive as Porsche Carrera Cup, you need a certain amount of time to get your head around it, to really get on top of the characteristics of the car. You know, when you're up against boys who have been in the championship for 2 or 3 years and have done tons of pre-season testing and things like that, it's definitely a case of a driver's book of excuses. But I've had 3 test days. 2 of them have been horrendous weather. I've had 1 dry day. Before yesterday, I've only had 2 runs on a set of new tyres. So it's just not enough time to be able to be on top of the car enough to fight to be the fastest. Like I say, yesterday was a disaster, really, in the second session. It was terrible, and I was half a second off. If the car was right, if everything was right, and in that second session, and I was on form, then, you know, I'm not a million miles away whatsoever. I really think I should be a couple of attempts off at the minute, which, considering it's the first round of the season, I think that's pretty good. I think this is going to be a season where it's going to come to me. I can't rush it. I can't overthink it. I need to trust the process. So yeah, it's a bit tough. I've never been slow in anything in my life. I just need to get my head around it. I need to get on top of the car at the right time. And obviously we've got qualifying tomorrow, and the weather looks iffy tomorrow. It looks like it might be wet, which again isn't ideal, because then you're jumping into something new again. But to be fair, I've had more testing in the wet than the dry, so it might not be a bad thing. So yeah, that's an update. So tricky at the minute, but we will get there. Saturday, we're just in Porsche hospitality, which is mega fancy. What do you think, Mum?
Brilliant.
Yeah, Mum's happy. So we've got qualifying in 1 hour, done all the prep work. Yeah, that's it now. See, give it a go. It looks like it could rain any second, but it's looked like that all morning, so we'll see. It'll probably rain as we're going to the pits, but yeah, all good. So we're all set. First quali session of the season. Obviously we've got Ross, Jack and me and the team. Everything's good. It's spitting with rain a little bit, so important to get a lap in early in this one, so wish me luck. Right guys, it's Sunday and we're just about to get ready for race 1. My GoPro's run out of battery, but luckily Will has got a spare one. He's doing some videography bits today. So I forgot my GoPro last night when I went to the hotel. Qualifying was shocking. Did a really bad job. I was P20, 6 tenths off the fastest, so it is really close. But basically, I just didn't find the peak of the tyres. You really need to do your laps on lap 4 or 5 in these cars. On the first run, getting my eye in, didn't do the best job. Second run was a lot better. Unfortunately, found some traffic into the final chicane, which then ruined the next lap because I had to overtake the car into turn 1. So typical excuses, but you really need to be doing the lap times on lap 4 or 5, where I did mine on lap 7 when the rear tyres are way over pressure. So yeah, still getting my head around it, struggling a bit, but like for example in testing, braking too early, not hard enough. Now my braking's really good, peak of the pressure's good, but now doing it a little bit too late, and that's had quite a few oversteer moments yesterday, which when the field is so close, it only takes a couple of moments like that and you've lost yourself 2 or 3 tenths and you're way back. But now it is very, very wet. There's been 3 races cancelled already. Touring cars are supposed to be going out in 5 minutes. I don't know whether they're gonna actually get out. And then hopefully we can get out, because we've been quick in the wet in testing. I've done more time in the car in the wet than dry. So yeah, fingers crossed we get out, get my head down, make up some places, and then we start the second race where we finished the first race. So really need to make up some ground in this one. Right guys, so we just finished the first race. We're only having 1 race today because everyone's been cancelled. We delayed and delayed because of the weather, some big crashes in touring cars. So basically we've done the first race, but really weird, it actually dried out. So we actually went on slicks in the end, oddly enough. And we went from 20th up to 12th. So did a really good job. My first race start was a bit greasy at the start, starting on the wet side of the pits, and yeah, made the way through to 12th. The pace was good, a lot better than qualifying, so it really is just making the most of the peak out of the tyre and qualifying. If I can get my head around that, the race pace was good, really confident on the initial laps. So yeah, just need to get my head around qualifying, and it's a long season, so Jules is just telling me my splitter's gone. So we nearly got away with no damage, but I hit the chicane, the tyres at the chicane, so that headlight's £1.5 grand. Annoying, but I think there's quite a few other cars out there with quite a bit more damage than me. It was a bit chaotic, but yeah, a good end to a really, really tough weekend. Lots to learn, but I've learned so much this weekend. Keep my head on my shoulders and I'll crack on. I'll get there. Hi guys, right, a little bit of an odd one this time, but I'm now packing to go away for Brands this weekend. I didn't do a review of Donnington, and sorry this is a little bit late, but we've changed a few bits with the editing procedure. So this one will be out when you see it, and the next one will be out a lot sooner after Brands Hatch. Donnington was obviously mega tough, done a lot of thinking since then, got a good idea of where I need to work on. It is definitely the peak of the tyres in qualifying. The race pace was actually pretty good, going from 20th to 12th, and it's basically all in qualifying, using the peak of the tyres, and I think I know what I need to do now. So Brands Hatch this weekend, it looks really warm finally. And the race that got cancelled at Donnington because of the weather is now going to be held this weekend. So there's 3 races at Brands Hatch. So yeah, wish me luck. I don't know where. I think we'll qualify, and that's where we'll start race 1 of Sunday. But I think we'll be starting the race on Saturday from Donnington, where we finish race 1 at Donnington, I think. But I hope you enjoyed the vlog. It's the first one, so getting back into it. Please give it a like, a comment, and I promise the next ones will be quicker and more frequent. So yeah, I'll see you after Brands.